So yeah, I was in an appointment this morning with a turning 65er, and this lady's coming off of employer group insurance, and she looked at me and said, hey, I'm receiving acupuncture. Didn't say why. And she said, does Medicare cover acupuncture? Well, you know, that's usually an easy question to answer because, as you've heard me say a million times, to know what Medicare covers, you just need to circle around the phrase medically necessary. If it's medically necessary, then Medicare will cover it, and the doctors know how to file the claim to make the case for the medical necessity, and therefore that's usually a very fail-safe way to know what Medicare is going to cover and what they won't. So when she asked me that, I thought, you know, it's really interesting because it made me start to think that some Medicare Advantage plans, like Devoted, will cover acupuncture. And so I started thinking, you know, if Devoted and plans like this are offering acupuncture as a possibility, then does that mean that's an additional benefit that is offered over and above what original Medicare will cover, and therefore they're offering that to get people to come over to them so they can capture that business? So it made me kind of second guess myself a little bit. So I told her the reason I was questioning it. So I said, honestly, I don't know. I need to look into that for you. And so I hung up and I did a Google search and got into the Medicare.gov site, and I found out what the answer is. And the answer is yes, but, as always, right? A lot of gray. So yes, Medicare will cover acupuncture, but only in the case of chronic low back pain. Not chronic pain, chronic low back pain. So very much of a caveat. And not only that, they'll cover up to 12 visits per year, possibly extending it to additional 8 if improvement is shown after the original 12. So there's a lot of ands, ifs, and buts within how they'll cover acupuncture, right? So if somebody's diagnosed with that, then that's great news because they've got up to 20 visits of acupuncture that Medicare will deem medically necessary so that they can get that treatment, and then it'll be covered under original Medicare and their supplement or whatever it is that they've got in place. In the case of something else, it's not chronic low back pain, but they're being treated for a different condition, the answer from Medicare is going to be no. So you might want to take a look at one of the Medicare Advantage plans that does offer acupuncture as an additional benefit, and then call them or look at the summary of benefits to see if you can find out what the criteria are for them being able to access that benefit, right? So it's all about kind of knowing, you know, how to mix and match all this stuff and figure out where people need to go to get these different coverages and things taken care of. All right, so as always, it's never quite as black and white as what we'd like it to be, but there's always answers if you look for them. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Thought I'd share it with you. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.